So guys, I'm super excited to have Innocentia here. When you guys hear all the stuff she's done, you'll understand like you are in the room with really brilliant entrepreneurs that you can learn from. So I also just want to say thank you to the previous panel. I think there were so many good gems. One of the things that I just want to encourage everybody to do as well is to engage with our VHub platform. You'll see, depending on which side you sit, either to your left or right, guys. I don't know left from right automatically, just by the way. You'll see a couple of the individual pillars there that we've got. And one of the big pillars that we choose, that we need to focus on is financial and business tips. So a lot of the content around cash flow, managing all of those type of data points that you should be measuring in terms of the financial success of your business, please make sure you engage with the content. It's all free. But a little bit more about this one here, because I think one of the important things about growing your business is B2B networking. Working with other businesses and realizing, I'm getting a nod here from Cheslin as well, a huge way of unlocking success, guys, is through other people. And this lady that I have here on this panel has done that exceptionally well. So a little bit about Innocentia. She's currently the managing director of a company called Potlaco Global.
Logistics, yeah.
Yes, it's a transportation and logistics business. And they specialize in international sea and air freight, road haulage, custom clearance, trade finance, marine insurance. Like, I didn't even know that's a thing.
It's a big thing.
It's a big thing, apparently. So, yeah, I just buy the products that actually end up in South Africa, but there's a lot of that goes into the logistics process. Innocentia is also a chemical engineer by profession and holds a master's degree in
maritime economics.
Maritime economics, guys. I'm an economics major, and I did not know there was something called maritime economics. Do you just want to tell us very quickly what that is?
Yeah, so basically I learned about analyzing sea freight markets. It's a very dynamic industry. Supply and demand changes over time, and I got to work for this big multinational called Mediterranean Shipping Company, MSC. You guys probably know on the cruise side of it, but I'm also on the cargo side, and I got in there very, astute commercially. But I didn't understand the depth of the maritime industry. So I went to school to equip myself to understand international export and import markets. So that's why I did it.
Amazing. Innocentia is also a non-executive director in Shosholoza Operations, which is the shipping agent for MSC. And I think that's fantastic. But one of the things that I'm really excited about her sitting on the stage about is her actual entrepreneurship journey. So she's been an entrepreneur for over 15 years. And I think one of the accolades that I'd also really just like to call out is that she's the president of the Youth Entrepreneur South African Foundation. And she's a member of the Youth Entrepreneurs Alliance, which is an international body that advocates for entrepreneurs to thrive and enjoy global relevance in business. And I think one of the things that I really loved about what Palesa said is thinking big about your business. And here you've got a lady that equips businesses to go global. So I think, guys, really make sure that you engage with Innocentia as well. But I actually met Innocentia October last year. I called it a golf stick, I remember at the time. Apparently it's a club, and I now know it's a club. I even know what a birdie and an eagle and all of those good things are. And I went to this golf event, and everybody was dressed like, I think it was the fashion that actually got me into golf, not golf itself. And the lady behind the It2 Golf brand is very much Innocentia that I've got next to me. So Innocentia, welcome to this panel. Before we get into the theme of B2B networking, can you just tell us why golf? It is such a niche sport.
Wow. It's a big, and it's a story I repeat all the time. So I'm a golfer. I've been exposed to the game of golf for now 20 years, thanks to my mother who introduced us to golf but just never played. She's in the midst of the audience. And I'm a fashionista. I like looking fabulous on the golf course so that, I, I scare my opponents. And then I traveled the world for golf. I shopped for clothing for golf. And I wasn't just finding me. And one day I woke up, I'm like, why don't I make my own clothes and become my own off take? And I designed a garment. And today we are 10,000s and thousands of garments later, 5 years down the line. And that's how my business started.
So, if there are any golfers in the room or any aspiring golfers in the room, at the back, Itu Golf is showcasing some of their outfits. And I promise you guys, when your golf game sucks, at least look
Look
good
good. Look
doing
the
it.
part.
So, obviously, a huge part of your growth is B2B networking. And I think people often hear this network. Like, what is it? What is B2B networking and what does it mean for you?
Two things. I separate the two issues. Networking is key to any business. Networking needs to be understood why we network. Some people like showing up to network and not get any result out of it. So, as an entrepreneur, as an SMME, respect networking. Find yourself in that networking space, investigate who you're networking with, and just draw as much value out of networking. Number one. Number two, B2B for me means doing business with business. Now, E2 Golf Fair, why we add this many numbers of products we produce is because business give me business. So I'm intentionally networking with business so that they can be my market and I scale with them. And it's been good. I've got B2C as well in my space, where C is straight to customer, it's more boutique wear, it's not bulk production and so forth. So I intentionally network with businesses because they buy big. So be intentional about your networking. If you want to grow your business with another business, be there. Show up at those kind of networking platforms. If you want to have your business with just customers directly and be small, be in your corner, your B2C are very important. However, my B2B also depends on my B2C. You see somebody wearing a garment of E2 Golfwear that she purchased online or phoned me. I made a nice outfit for them, like the Vodacom story, which we're going to tell you about later. And now I'm actually on a B2B scale with Vodacom. So network intentionally and immerse yourself in the people you're going to meet so that you can shape your product offering and value to them.
Awesome. So I'm going to walk you through a little bit of a journey when you're doing B2C, right? So you ultimately trying to get the best platform or the best storefront. And when you get it right, it's easier to get customers through the door. Your sale times are a lot shorter. So when you've got something working, goes effectively. But the thing about B2B networking is it takes a while. So we're currently partnering with Innocentia through our Vodacom Origins of Golf. So we sponsor the actual Origins of Golf. And it makes sense, right? Golf brand, golf company. So it should be a match made in heaven. That should probably be just one coffee, Palesa, one coffee, and a deal should be struck. In Essentia, tell the audience a little bit about your journey to partnering with Origins of Golf, but how far back it actually started.
It's interesting because when I came across you last year at the Ladies Luries, you loved my craft and we kept in touch. And then I was called by Vodacom to say, Innocentia, come share your journey with me. At that time, I had been approached last year to do the garments for their Vodacom Origins, but it didn't translate. The conversation didn't convert. As we are having that conversation in December, I'm like, guys, put your money where your mouth is, right? Display your care for business with me. Don't make me come and speak about a good story without you giving me business. I think they went back to reflect, and I'm doing close to 600 shirts for the Vodacom Origins with Vodacom, right? Thank you. So they managed to convert their story on me as an SMME. And the journey has been great because it's also trial and testing. But I immersed myself in their brand and in their values they seek to take out of me. I didn't sit back and relax to say, I'm getting a deal. I'll give them shirts. I did my work because it's the beginning of a big journey. Number one. Number two, I've done the first Vodacom Origin last week, and you guys made me created an access to market that I've never, ever, ever imagined having. I'm getting calls every day of golfers who are asking for my business products because of you. You put your money where your mouth is, and you are building me as an SMME, and I'm here to make you proud and also align to your values of growing SMMEs within your product line and putting your mouth where your money is.
Thanks for that, Innocentia. So, guys, it would be one of the things that we are super transparent about is that things don't always go according to plan. And I think I want to be a little bit less politically correct than what Innocentia is it took a couple of calls. It took a lot more emails. It took a lot more engagements than typically things that would make sense. Golf brand, origins of golf should be a match made in heaven, one coffee, and we strike a deal. But remember, when you are networking with other corporates who have day jobs, goals that they've also got to reach, parts that they've also got to bring together. You're reaching out to Ntombi, who's the VP of our executive of digital of marketing within Vodacom Business, who has to actually put that event together. Yes, that email is super, super important, but it's one of 100 emails that need to come through while she's arranging the very event that she needs you to partner with. So I think one of the things that I just really want SMEs to take out as well, as you're thinking about your B2B networking journey, please plan longer lead times around that. Do not let that be your first point of call for success and growth that you're going to unlock, because you can have all the right ingredients. It just might not be the right timing, or you might not have the right contact within the business to actually make things, to move things forward. So please, guys, pay very careful attention to that. I think one of the things that I also find is there's often a misalignment when it comes to what the SME brand stands to achieve and the company that they are trying to work with. So, in Innocentia, just give the audience a little bit more guidance on how do you identify which is the right company, business that you need to do business with, so you actually put all your efforts there.
So I'm just from the G20 recently in India. I head this Young Entrepreneurs Foundation and creating global markets. I do it through the G20, and India is hosting the G20 this year. South Africa is hosting it in 2025. So if Tate Matamela gets the next presidency, he will guide us through that conference. And at the conference, we discuss a lot of intricate issues, difficulties, highlights of small businesses. And the one big topic that attracted me most was inclusive entrepreneurship, right? And I went to ponder around it because we are getting included, we are getting set aside as women, and we don't think of that alignment, right? Because it's nice. They put products out there, we rush for the products, but they don't convert into a message. They don't find expression into a message that your giver, your blesser is looking to getting it. And I told them to say, when you are given an opportunity, take it. But however, there is a responsibility of you as a receiver. You don't just receive people's products. They'll always be there. So align your, the offering with you and the value of who gives it to you. We tend to relax and take products and never, give back on what we are given. We don't align. Hence, I'm saying Vodacom Origins, that long journey, 6 to 8 months of conversation, I immersed myself in that brand, and I had to learn the value that Vodacom is looking to get out of me. And I worked hard to take the opportunity, and now it's my time to give back as to what they're giving me and making sure that I align to their value add as well. It's not about, we receive a lot, but we don't give back as SMMEs. So please, when you're given an opportunity, look, reflect inside and internalize an opportunity and play your part. And that's how brands will come after you, because they also know you'll give back. You'll equate basically what they give you.
So the tips that Brian gave around finding the right funder, it also goes for who you partner to help scale your business, because that could also make or break you if there's a little bit of a misalignment. So I'm going to talk to you guys a little bit about being on the other side of the fence. So we get these requests coming through. And Tombi, I'm pretty sure all the time, I'm a small business, partner with me, use my products to work with Vodacom. And very often these requests come from Gmail email addresses. And zero type of digital presence to tell us anything about the brand that we ultimately need to start considering engaging with. Now, remember, you're dealing with a person in a company who's got a core job that they've also got to try and do. They're getting emails all the time. We think that this is going to be a really good partnership. Meet with person X because this is going to be, a match made in heaven. Part of what makes things a whole lot easier for the company you're trying to do business with is allowing them to be able to find out more about who you are without requiring a long 1 hour meeting where you're sharing all the details that digital ultimately helps us get. So if we just use the example of Innocentia, we're partnering with a golf brand who sells golf attire. Surely she should have a website that showcases her products. Surely she should have an Instagram page or a TikTok page or a WhatsApp catalog set up if her products are actually suitable. Surely, Innocentia, if she's saying she could do business at scale with a company as big as Vodacom, I would imagine that she wouldn't be sending these emails from a Gmail email address. So, Innocentia, can you just guide some of our colleagues around and fellow entrepreneurs about how important your brand is from a digital perspective in dealing with people to actually get that meeting, to actually get that call, to actually get a response to your email?
So I'm very obsessed about my brand, and I'm also obsessed about how I want my customers to view it. We're still building, so we are very digitally inclined as E2Golf. So we are basically an e-commerce business. We've got a website. I'm not a Gmail group. I'm E2 at I'm info at e2golf.com, and I've got sufficient social media profiles that I use. So when it comes to your brand story and being digital and just making it easier for your customers to get in touch with you and so forth, that's key for us. We run weekly email marketing campaigns just as a reminder of that we are here. This is who we are. This is what the brand is all about. This is what the brand stands for. We are about to launch our app. It's actually ready. We're supposed to be launching it in the next month or so. So keep your digital solutions really make our lives easy as e-commerce businesses, because there's a certain way that they get reminded of us all the time. We pop up on their screens. We send our email marketing all the time. We send our community messages all the time. It's very good to build a community, and I'm digitally using those platforms to show how my community exists out there. And it also goes to the brand trust. People need to trust your brand. I mean, guys, I'm competing with big brands where I'm playing. I've been very bold. There's Nike, there's Puma, there's FootJoy. Those that play golf know, but I'm there. I'm going to play there. Same people that, our peers come and say, hey, I want that Puma shirt, man. Make your shirt to look like Puma or Nike. I'm reading Phil Knight's book. Has anybody read it? The Shoe Dog. You check when he started. 1962. I started 5 years ago. How can you expect me to be like Nike? However, I'm playing there. I'm getting there. They know about me. They know that I'm playing. I'm disrupting the market, but it's about that brand consciousness that I'm not gonna sleep on, right? I'm not gonna sleep on. Your CEO this morning is like, are you integrated? Are you reimagining your business? I'm saying I'm getting that. Vodacom is gonna adopt you to make sure that you get to the level of your peers. And I'm getting the Puma, watch the space, Nike, watch the space. I'm there. The black child will get there. Thank you.
That is awesome. Thanks for sharing that, Innocentia. And I love the fact that you put yourself in the same category as, like, Nike,
Brave.
and Puma and all of those brands. I can tell you as a female golfer now, because I actually can call myself a golfer, the outfits are so boring from all the common brands. I mean, guys get amazing outfits, but if you walk into all your typical stores that sell it, so I'm very happy that your brand is actually associated with some of the bigger ones. One of the things that I think entrepreneurs pay a lot of attention to is securing the deal, but not as much about what's going to happen next. So now you get this deal with this big corporate. You've got to represent their brand. You either have a catering company, you've got to come and supply for a big conference. What are some of the things that you think entrepreneurs fail to do and should be doing to equip themselves for when they actually do land that big contract with a big organization?
Yeah, so your network is always your net wealth. And as I'll re-emphasize the fact that you got to immerse yourself in the brand you're getting to work with. Know it and be prepared. And you're right, we get immersed into or thrown into big deals and what's next, So I've been very fortunate in allowing mentorship and coaching come into my life of those that have been there, have done that to help me cope with a big contract. We tend to fail to ask questions. We tend to feel embarrassed because you see a person who's very small outfit, a business outfit, and you're like, should I ask them because they're small? I'm now big. But the lessons are, they cut across big or small. So don't be afraid to ask questions and just equip yourself for the world. Equip yourself for scaling. Equip yourself. Let me give you an example of my brand. I made my first outfit, and I played golf with someone, and I am like, I'm starting a golf brand. Hey, I made him believe in a hype. Do you have a golf brand? Kid? Yeah, I've got a golf day. I'll do your golf day. I didn't know I was gonna start, but I knew I'll make it happen because I'm determined about this. Yeah, I'm very intentional about this, and I made sure I find a factory, and I got people to produce. I produced the most old school style shirt ever. And it was the beginning of greatness. I didn't even use my money, gave me a deposit, used the deposit. By the time I finished delivering, I got my cash. And that's how I built my business. So don't be afraid of opportunities because they're big. Get in there, but make sure you deliver. Don't be a chance because it'll catch up with you. So when you get a big deal, get it. Immerse yourself in it. Ask those that have done it before. Get a coach, get a mentor, but deliver and build your brand story that you get more and more of those big deals coming your way. I love my customers. I'm for customer experience. I come across difficult customers. Quality is an issue. I've got 3 factories I use, with each having their own strengths, but it's difficult to deal with a client. But the client is always right. So I'm not afraid of any big business. Give me one business today, I'll deliver it. However way I'll do it, I will figure it out. Thank you.
Awesome. Awesome. Guys, last question for Innocentia. So we probably have some smaller businesses in the room looking to make their first big contract. How would you, knowing everything you know, help people get their oranges of golf?
Um, yeah, it's exactly what I'm just, I don't want to be repeating myself. I'm a firm believer of passing forward. So I do mentor a few entrepreneurs, old and young, about how to attack business opportunities. So for me, my message is be at the right place at the right time. Speak the right language with the right people. Stop being chancellors. I'm probably coming from being a chancellor to say, I've got a license for 1, 2, 3, 4, but I don't even know what that industry is all about. So know your space, understand your space, be at the right place at the right time, talk the right language with the right people who will bring the value of something you will deliver. So with the Vodacom origin, for me, my journey and the lessons that you must take out is that stay determined on making people understand your value and your brand value and how alignment can be found between 2 brands in what they do. Vodacom is broad. I never thought ever in my life that I'll do a Vodacom origin with Vodacom. I'm a customer of Vodacom since I had my first cell phone, but I've never thought that I'll be here with you today. But I got myself into the right networks. I got myself into the right conversations, and they landed me up where I am today with Vodacom. And I want to scale what you've presented for me, and I'll advise all of you to really take yourself serious in what you do. Don't be too much of everything everywhere as well. Focus. Stay focused on your path and the choice of business or sector you want to follow. Immerse yourself in it. Be at the right place with the right people. Ask the right questions, and sit back and do your work. Go learn about what you want to do. We tend to just want quick wins and spread ourselves thin with the little we have. So yeah, that's basically my journey and my advice to you.
Cool. So I'm learning do less, focus, and do a good job when you get given the opportunity. So Innocentia, thank you so much for joining us
Thank you
today.
very
And
much, Nas.
yeah, guys, enjoy the rest
Thank
of
you,
the
everyone.
session.
Thank you.